Welcome, Equity Podcast. Host Barrick here. Talking about competition nutrition, what you should be eating on competition day. So generally with a competition, we're going to assume it's a one-day competition. You're working out three to four events, and how should you be eating for that? We're just going to break that down a little bit. So we're going to talk about during the competition, and then we're going to talk about before and after the competition. So first thing, during, some things that you want to think about. Honestly, during the competition, you're probably not going to be that hungry. You're working really hard. You have a lot of adrenaline going. You're honestly probably not going to be super hungry. You're definitely going to want to eat, but you're not going to be like, oh man, I really need to get some food. I've just done so much work. I need to get some food in me. You're probably not going to feel that. But you're going to be like, you know what, I think I need to eat something. I think I should eat something. So that's the first thing. You're probably not going to be as hungry as you think you're going to be. The second one is hydration is going to be really important, and that's something that is a little bit easier to manage. We definitely want to make sure that we're hydrating before and after workouts, but there's also you need to not play with it, you also need to manage that as well, because you can underhydrate and you can overhydrate, right? We don't want that sloshy belly in the middle of a workout. That's not going to be good. So we want to make sure that we're getting some good stuff in with our hydration. And, water is obviously going to be, super beneficial, but getting in some other stuff, especially post-workout, getting in, something like a FitAid or an O2 or something like that can definitely help. Excuse me. Or something like LMNT, LMNT, is really nice as well. You're getting some electrolytes throughout there, not just water. So as you're depleting those electrolytes doing your workout, when you just add water to the system, it's just lowering the percentage of the electrolytes that you have in your body. So replacing them with using like a FitAid or an O2 or an LMNT, something along those lines, can help get those electrolytes back in and keep you better hydrated. So that's something that we really want to focus on. Now, coming back to the food part, getting a little bit more specific, we're not going to be super hungry. You probably will be super thirsty, or you're going to want to get fluids in you. You're going to feel that. Coming back to the food, for during the competition, there's two principles that we want to focus on, and the first one is don't drastically change what you're already eating. Like, basically think about the foods that are easily transportable, easily eaten, and easily digestible. We want all three of those things. Like if you need a knife and fork to eat it, it's probably not ideal, right? If it needs to be heated up, it's probably not ideal. And if it's something that can give you some bubble guts, probably not the best idea. We want to keep it relatively simple. Proteins and carbohydrates are probably your best bet here. Fats, that can give some people some stomach troubles, and fats aren't going to be super helpful in the middle of the workout. You should definitely get a little bit, but like you don't need to make sure to be like, oh, each meal I need to hit my macros for this. We can kind of get the fats in before or after, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So when you're actually meal prepping to eat at the competition, we want easily digestible, easily consumable, and easily travelable. Should be able to travel. Shakes are a great option for this. You just shake them up and you take it. You can get multiple shakes, right? You just get some Tupperware. You have some multiple ones. Most competitions will have water. Bring some water with you as well. So shakes are a great option. And then bite-sized chicken that you can kind of eat cold. Or I really like sweet potatoes. Chicken and sweet potatoes is my go-to. It's super easy, and I can eat those cold, and it's not a problem. And I just make sure to make them bite size, so I can just bam, pop them in. Every once in a while, I'll do a bar here and there, just in case I need something else. But those are kind of the big ones. So that's mainly what we're going to be focused on during the competition. Try not to overeat. Try not to overhydrate. Just get a little bit in. Make sure you feel strong. Make sure you feel good, and you should be good with that. That's pretty much it. Don't change anything. Don't make any drastic changes to your nutrition. We want to know exactly how we're going to feel after we eat that thing, right? I eat chicken and sweet potatoes all the time, so when I eat that, I know how I'm going to feel. I know it's not going to mess me up. Whereas, even if we eat something that we eat all the time, but we know it makes us get gassy or it upsets our stomach. Like I eat peanut butter a lot, but I'm not going to eat peanut butter during a competition, or Brussels sprouts, right? Be smart with that food and know what sits really well with you, so you don't have any issues in that competition. So like I said, those are the main tenets that we want to focus on during the competition. Now, before and after. So there's two parts to the before. The first one is like the night before. That night before a competition for dinner, I actually like to eat a little bit more. Like I'm not going crazy, like all the pasta and pull on a Michael Scott with the Alfredo in the middle of the workout, right? I'm not doing that, but I'm going to eat a little bit more than I usually do because I know I'm not going to be eating a lot during the day tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be pulling back and not consuming as much as I usually do. So I'm going to eat a relatively hearty dinner. Then for breakfast, I'm going to eat something that I can make the night before. I can probably eat it on the road, but not necessarily. And something that's, again, something that my body can handle and is going to like. My go-to is oatmeal. Oats are a slow-acting carbohydrate, so it's not something that's going to hit your system right away. It's not a super high glycemic index type food, so it's going to give you some of that slow energy. Mix that with some casein. Like I said, casein, like we've mentioned before, casein is a slow absorbing protein, so it takes a long time for the body to absorb it, and that's what you want. We don't need all that energy right now. We're going to need it later. So casein oatmeal is a really good choice, and put something in it. Put some raisins in it or whatnot, whatever you like. I like pumpkin and raisins in mine. So something slow acting. We want to get some carbohydrates. We want to get a little bit of fat. We want to get a little bit of protein in that breakfast. And then we have the competition. Do all those things that we just talked about. Then we have the after. After, just eat. One of the good things about a competition is generally, at least at Equity, what a lot of us do is we just go out to eat afterwards. We'll do that as all the people that did a competition, like, hey, he wants to go out and go somewhere. We'll just go out and get something, and it's not like I'm eating all the desserts or eating all the terrible stuff, but I'm going to get a nice dinner and get a beverage or two and enjoy it. Just did a lot of hard work, and I'm going to enjoy a nice burger and French fries probably. It's amazing. That's my go-to meal. So, and again, we talked about you're probably not going to be eating a lot of fat. You're probably not going to be eating as much as you think. So that's where we can get some of that. We can get some of that fat that if you're tracking your macros, if you're not hitting that during a competition, you can hit that after. Make sure you get all that in then. Kind of put it on the tail end. So let's wrap it all up. Don't make any drastic changes. Make sure it's easily digestible, easily can travel, and easily consumable, bite-sized. Make sure you're hydrating, and preferably some type of water, but also something else, water plus, FitAid O2, LMNT, something like that. You're probably not going to be as hungry as you think you're going to be. And make sure you plan before and after what you're going to be eating as well. Maybe not plan, but have an idea of what you're going to be doing before and after the workout as well. What you're eating. All right, guys. That's all I have today. Hopefully, what I want you to do is, what's your go-to competition meal? What's your go-to nutrition that you do? Like what's that thing that you always take? Like for me, I told you, it's shake, it's chicken and sweet potatoes, and some sort of FitAid or LMNT. One of those. Those are my big three. What do you always take to your competition? Let me know. And if you want to add a little bit, what's your go-to meal after the competition? Mine's burger and French fries. That's what I like. All right, let me know. I appreciate it. Thank you for checking us out. If you think this might help somebody, share it. If you just want to prank your friend with a video of some grouchy gnome, garden gnome, send it to them as a prank. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. Cheers.